I'm a little embarrassed to include this one because I did say in a video that I was not gonna buy it, but no regrets because honestly, this was such a good purchase.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 here. Today's video is another trendy things I was influenced to buy video that I either regret or absolutely love. I haven't made one of these videos, I think in like 9 or 10 months. I'm honestly usually pretty good about not getting too influenced by viral products. I instantly went to the website and I was like, I need this right now. You know, sometimes something is trending because it's actually good, and sometimes I have absolutely no idea why it is trending because it is so bad. With these videos, I'm just hoping to share my own experience and opinion just to help you have more information before making a purchase. So hopefully it is not a regretful one. Starting off with clothing, I was influenced to buy. We have the most stereotypical being influenced example where I saw these Minga London lace-up jeans from a random TikTok on my For You page. I ran to the website, and whether it was fortunately or unfortunately, they were sold out, and so I signed up for the wait list. I ended up having to wait a month until they were restocked, which when they did restock, I ended up going for a size 30 because I was really not sure about what size I was just based on the measurements, and I looked up reviews. I also looked on TikTok for other people that owned them and seeing what size they wore and kind of comparing, and they did not fit. They were too loose in the crotch region. I returned them, but they had sold out when they had restocked within like an hour. So I was back on the wait list for a size 28, and it took 3 months, but it was worth it because the size 28 fits me so well. These are my dream jeans. I have thrifted and gotten secondhand different lace-up jeans, but specifically in black, nearly impossible, especially with all of the specifications I need in a pair of jeans when it comes to the inseam. Also, I did want them to be low rise and to fit like my thighs, everything, and these check every single box. They are so cute. This is a successful piece that I was influenced by. Thank you to that random TikTok that was served to me. I'm a little embarrassed to include this one because I did say in a video that I was not gonna buy it, but no regrets because honestly, this was such a good purchase. It is the J. Crew roll neck 100% cotton sweater. These went wild viral during the fall. It was mainly the stripe colorway, but all of the colors ended up selling out. I actually had to pre-order this and had to wait a full month for it to arrive. Another one that actually in a positive way took away that impulse of being influenced. The reason why I decided to go back on my word of like anti-hauling it is at the end of December, I had a really bad face allergic reaction. It was very painful. It took about a month to go away, kind of. Like I still have quite rough texture face compared to what it was like before the allergic reaction, but especially that month, I felt so terrible. Like not only was it painful and feeling terrible because of the way that it felt, but also just not looking like myself because I had white pus coming out of my face. And so I was mainly wearing just pajamas every single day. And after week 2, I was like, I need to wear something else than my crew necks. And I think a sweater is comparable to a crew neck, but more elevated. And I wanted one that was just plain and 100% cotton, and also the like loose fit that's very similar to my crew necks. And so I gave in to the temptation of the roll neck sweater. Like I said, had to wait a month and pre-order it, and I have worn this thing non-stop. Probably one of my best purchases of 2026. They just recently came out with a raisin shade. I want it so badly. I may wait if there's a sale to buy another color just because especially living in Southern California now, it's like 90 degrees, so like it doesn't make sense to really buy a new sweater right now, but these are 100% worth the hype. The fit is so comfortable, and that roll neck style is just truly everything. I got mine in a size large because I wanted, it's already like loose, but I want it to be even more loose like my crew necks, and for me that fit is so good. It's like not cropped, but it's not full length. And so it hits at a really nice place with my jeans. Honestly, at least for mine, it is really well made. Like I gotta give J. Crew their flowers with this. Sorry for the abrupt outfit change. My migraine medication made me feel very ill, so I just had to lay down for 2 hours and I just need to wear something comfy right now. I have actually filmed this video 3 times and something always ends up happening, but today I'm determined to finally finish it. So anyway, to the next one being this t-shirt from In Print We Trust, which if you watch my video of things I won't be buying in 2026, I mentioned I will not be buying any white t-shirts this year, and it's because of this white t-shirt right here that gave me the epiphany and just realization that I own way too many white baby tees and I never wear them. Years ago when I thrifted most of them, I wore a white baby tee probably every single day, and now in the past year, probably only worn it once. So why do I keep then adding white baby tees into my wardrobe when I'm already not wearing the ones that I own? So that's why I have that band for myself. And this I actually had been thinking about buying for probably like 8 or 9 months. In Print We Trust is quite a trendy brand. It's based in the UK, I believe. They are or at least say that they are sustainable and ethical brand. Like I said, I have been wanting it for a while, but it wasn't until one of my favorite creators, Hans Thrift on TikTok, had gotten sent specifically this one that I was like, okay, I need to just purchase this. She really loved the stuff that she received. And the thing is, the t-shirt is nice. The graphic is cute. Just upon receiving it, putting it on my body and being like, I would just rather have spent my money towards like an early 2000s sequins, like more unique top than just another white baby tee. Personally, I don't really like the fit of it on me. I don't know if it's just the sizing. I got it in a medium where it kind of hits on my hips because it's like a longer baby tee, not a crop top. It then kind of becomes quite tight around like my hip and it's just kind of uncomfortable, and I really regret buying this. If you love white baby tees and wear stuff like this all the time, I don't think you would necessarily be disappointed in buying a t-shirt by In Print We Trust. It just was more like, girl, what are you doing? I think if I would have tried it on before buying, I wouldn't have bought it. Again, it wasn't like insanely like pricey or anything like that. It just symbolized this realization of no more white baby tees for me. These vintage lamp inspired claw clips I was influenced to buy, and I do not regret it at all. I love these things. They are originally by the brand, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Hey Ricochet.
We're Hey Ricochet, and we're a hair accessory company in Austin, Texas.
I am like 99% sure I originally heard about these claw clips from a Caroline Tucker video, but I cannot find the video where she mentions them. So maybe I just imagined it, because also she is following them, so maybe I then was recommended their Instagram page because she follows them and I follow her. But regardless, these are also all over Pinterest, so I'm sure then I was influenced by like Pinterest, seeing them on there. But whenever I had heard about these specific claw clips from this brand and looked it up, they were sold out, so I had to wait, I'm pretty sure 2 months until they were restocked. When they announced the restocking, I like put it on my calendar, because how incredibly whimsical is it to have vintage inspired lamps claw clips? And I also realized that I only owned one claw clip that I recently broke, so I was in need of a new claw clip. I really wanted to buy them all. Yes, I had to hold a lot of restraint and be realistic, so I went for this dragonfly one, and then I mean this tulip one. Another hair clip I was influenced to buy is this one from Chunks. It is this photo frame hair clip that I just have to applaud them for coming up with an idea like this. I originally saw it just, I think on Instagram. I wasn't following them then, it just came up in my recommended, and they had a cat photo in this claw clip, and I instantly went to the website and I was like, I need this right now, and it was sold out. So another one I did have to wait 3 months for. Very similar to the last one, I had to put the restocking on my calendar, set an alarm, and I think I only got it about a week ago. And I mean, like, why wouldn't I want to display photos of my cats in my hair? I do have 2 pairs of Doc Martens that I was influenced to buy. One of them worked out actually really great, and I'm very happy that I was influenced to buy them and do something with them, which that will make sense in a second. And then the other pair, not so much. That was a regretful purchase, which I'm just gonna start out with the negative. It is the Doc Martens Marc Jacobs Kiki boot inspired shoe. When I first saw the photos of these boots before they came out, I needed them. I was hyperventilating them. I wanted to add them to cart. I set up an alarm on my calendar for when they were going live to buy them, and I think they ended up selling out in the black colorway within like 2 hours. I think I bought them within a minute. They were beautiful. I ended up making a Instagram reel about them. Everyone in the comments was like, I thought of you when I first saw these. I was so excited, and I apologize if I influenced anyone else to buy them and they ended up not working out. My issue with these boots is the buckles just weren't tight enough on my calf size. I think I have relatively like small to average calf like measurement. I'll put it on screen for anyone that is interested in this boot and just wants to know like the calf sizing. I know that they ended up then working out for so many people where the Kiki boot didn't work out because the calf size was too small. So it's definitely a pro that they're able to fit so many more people that usually aren't able to because of having wider calves. But for me, they just were too loose even on the tightest buckle setting, and I was in such denial over it. Like I kept being like, no, it's really not that bad. It's not that noticeable, which is why it took me 3 months to finally accept that they just did not fit me, because I thought maybe I would take them to like a cobbler and see if they could add maybe like another hole to try to buckle them tighter, but because of the structure of the boot, it would have distorted it and made it look really weird on other people. Even with them being loose, because of their calf size, I think they look amazing, but for what I was wanting, I just wanted something a little bit more fitted, and so I put them on my Poshmark. I ended up losing about $30 because of fees, which honestly is fine. Like I just wanted them to go to somebody where they would fit and that they would be able to be worn out, because I never wore them outside because I like in the back of my head I was like, I don't think these are the right fit. So I think subconsciously I didn't want to wear them outside to then like ruin their value when I knew that they didn't actually like fit me properly, which I should have then just returned them when I got them, because I knew instantly when I tried them on for the first time in like buckled them all the way to the tightest setting that they just did not fit me. But I was in denial. I think in this case, not only was I influenced to buy them because of just the hype that was around them, but then I was influenced to keep them and not return them because of how sought after they were, that I was like, oh my gosh, I was lucky enough to buy them fast enough. Now for the positive influence Doc Marten purchase are these Buzz ballerina shoes, which they actually don't sell this fully black colorway. These are how the Buzz ballerina shoes are sold, which it's beautiful. Like honestly, yes, it's giving clown, yes, it's giving bowling shoe, but I actually don't hate that colorway. I just don't think it would make sense with my wardrobe, but I appreciate them taking a chance, doing something a little bit different than what they usually do with their shoe colors. I had hoped that they would come out with more colorways. However, they only just recently came out with a black and blue version, and I did end up buying those but returning them like a day later because I just really wanted them in a full black. And last February when they originally came out, I saw this TikTok of somebody taking those Buzz ballerina shoes and dyeing them black. The Buzz ballerina shoes are $150, and so yes, I could try to dye them myself, but honestly I do not trust my skills at all with doing something like that because I've never dyed any shoes. I have only dyed a pair of clothing once, and that was a terrible thing. I ended up like dropping all of the black dye everywhere. So then trying to take shoes that are already expensive and potentially ruining them, and then on the flip side taking them to a cobbler and having to pay even more to get them dyed black. So I did hope that maybe the Buzz ballerina shoe would end up going on sale and it would make sense, where basically I just didn't want to spend more than what the Buzz ballerina shoes are to dye them black, and the shoe repair place that I go to was gonna charge $100 to dye those specific Buzz ballerina colorway shoes, and so it just didn't really make sense. However, back in the end of January or like beginning February, there was a Doc Martin warehouse sale that I ended up going to, and they had the Buzz ballerina shoes for like $50 or $60, which to dye them, it was gonna be $100, so it would be the same price as buying the Buzz ballerina shoes, just like brand new. I actually ended up meeting a viewer at the Doc Martin warehouse sale that I was explaining my whole vision of what I was thinking to do and like the price comparison, and they were like, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I think you should totally try that. And I'm happy I listened, because as you can see, they are beautifully fully black. I would have never even thought about dyeing shoes if it wasn't for that TikTok. Obviously, I then paid a lot more because I got it professionally done, but even just knowing that I could dye shoes if I ever wanted to. The next category is hair, and this one I don't own anymore because I did return it, which I really try not to return hair products or hair tools, just because I know that they're not able to like put them back on the shelf and resell them, especially if they have been used. But this was such a disappointing product. Nobody in my life wanted it either because of my experience, which is the Jolie shower filter. I have heard about shower filters for, I mean, I want to say like the past 5 years, and kind of the comparison of soft water and hard water. Obviously, these shower filters aren't gonna completely turn your water to soft water. Like, that's a completely other thing that you need to have soft water, but it can take out a lot of the different metals that damage your hair, especially being blonde. I know that's a big thing, that the like chemicals or metals that come out of hard water showers, especially being in an apartment, a lot of times can dull your blonde hair. I finally just decided that I was at the point with my like hair journey that it would be a good addition based on what everyone said. Like, everyone I've ever heard talk about shower filters has always been positive, especially with specifically the Jolie shower filter. So I installed it myself, super easy actually. I was mostly nervous about buying a shower filter and trying to install it myself and have it like go incredibly wrong, but no, very easy. The first time I used it, my hair felt very gross, very limp, basically like I hadn't even washed it, and I was really expecting for my hair to feel better than it ever has in my entire life, just based again on reviews that I've seen. And so I kind of like shrugged it off of, well, maybe my hair, like, I don't know, it was more like oily when I was washing it with the shower filter, and figured I'm sure the next time my hair is going to feel like so much better than it ever has. So I showered with it again a couple of days later, and it felt even worse, like literally like I hadn't even showered. It felt so incredibly disgusting and straw-like. I just, again, shrugged it off of, oh, well, maybe it's the amount of product I'm using, because I use the same hair products since 2022, 2023. I've really only introduced like 1 or 2 things in those past 2.5 years. So I know what to expect when I wash my hair and how my hair is gonna feel, but I thought maybe I just added too much product or something. So I did it a 3rd time, and this time I used my like heavier exfoliant, like thinking maybe my hair is being weighed down by more product, because for whatever reason I've been adding more product. The 3rd time, my hair felt the most disgusting it's ever felt in my entire life. It, again, straw-like, but very oily, very weighed down. After blow drying it, I literally went up to John and I was like, feel how disgusting my hair is, and I was trying to figure out like, what did I change? Like, truly, again, I always use the same stuff, so like, what is going on? And then I realized the 3 recent times I've washed my hair and had it felt like worse and worse was when I changed out to the shower filter. So as an experiment, I then washed my hair again, which I was very frustrated to have to like redo the whole like hair washing process and like damage of like having to re-blow dry my hair and all that, but I needed to know if it was a shower filter or something else. And so we have another shower in the apartment that just had the normal shower head that comes with the apartment, and like it was an instant difference of coming out of the shower and feeling my scalp, and then I re-blow dried it so much better. When I looked it up, because again, I had never really seen or heard anything like this happening with using a shower filter, it said if you have fine hair, it can actually do the opposite, especially because my entire hair care routine is designed with using hard water. So I would have to completely change my entire hair care routine because of it being finer and having to then test new stuff to see how it reacts then with the new shower filter and my hair texture and just all that it just was not worth it. Like, I did not want to have to purchase completely new products when my hair has been able to grow to this length and be healthy with the normal shower head that I've had and hard water and like the metals and all that. So again, I know for a lot of people it is life-changing, but again, fine hair people, go into it cautiously. This one is kind of a two-parter because it's the same thing but by 2 different brands, and one of them was a good purchase and then the other one like was a regretful purchase, which is thermal brushes. I have the Wavy Talk thermal brush and then the main thermal brush. I don't actually have the Wavy Talk thermal brush because I ended up giving it to my sister because she has straighter hair than me, and my issue with the Wavy Talk thermal brush is I would have to straighten my hair first and then use it to get the desired like blowout look because it wasn't strong enough to get out my waves, which just felt so excessive and way too much heat. And so my sister has been loving it. So if you have straighter hair, that would be totally fine to create the blowout look. But if you have curlier or just like wavy hair like me, I would recommend the main thermal brush. And I'm really upset that I bought the Wavy Talk brush first. I think it's because I was scarred from the Dyson Airwrap of buying the more expensive version when a lot of the less expensive ones work exactly the same, sometimes better. And so I thought like, oh, let me go for the cheaper one. A lot of people love it. Like, it is the trendy thermal brush, but I realized after getting it and having the issue of it not taking out my waves that everyone usually that I see, I mean, I've seen some people with curly hair use it, but a majority of the people that I was specifically getting influenced to buy the Wavy Talk thermal brush had straighter hair. I saw Lindsay Rem had worked with Maine, specifically with the thermal brush, and she has similar wavy hair. Hers is a little bit wavier. So I knew by seeing that it worked out for her that it would definitely work out with me with having a little bit less of wavy hair. And I've had this since like mid-December. I love this thing. I don't want to necessarily influence you on another hot tool because there's always a new trendy hot tool, but if you have been looking for something to give you that blowout look but doing it on dry hair, I cannot recommend this enough. I did wait for a sale though. I think it was like 20% off, you know, at least something. I am so sad about this leave-in conditioner not working because it smells so good. But this is the K18 Heat Bounce Conditioning Heat Protectant. It does absolutely nothing. I tried it so many different ways because usually I use 2 different leave-in conditioners. First, the Pureology Color Fanatic, specifically on my ends, only my ends, because I have finer hair. If I do it closer to the root, it then weighs down my hair. And then everything else, like even up to my scalp, it does not get weighed down with the Redken 21 Benefits One United leave-in treatment. And these 2 together has worked beautifully for my very tangly hair. Like that is one of the things I was hoping with the shower filter would help with how tangly my hair gets. Just, it's always in tangles. Alas, the shower filter obviously made it worse. And so this is kind of the best way to take out the tangles after I get out of the shower. This did nothing, like I said. And then I tried it in combination with those of, I would use a Pureology on the ends and then this on like the higher up, and then I switched it where then I used a Redken and then use this on the ends, and it did nothing. And so I did go through it fully. It is completely empty and I just use it as a hair fragrance. I would use those two, get out all my tangles, and then just spray this on the ends to get through it, because it was quite pricey and it didn't do anything bad to my hair. So I was like, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna use it up. I truly have no idea who this would work for. I know for some people it has worked because I was influenced based on some influencers saying it was the best thing ever, and also being K18, obviously I like trust their hair products. But as somebody with fine hair, like the fact that it did nothing for me, like if anyone had even slightly thicker hair, it would be like I just added water, fragrance water. For makeup, we're starting off with something that I am embarrassed to admit that I was influenced to buy. It is the Summer Fridays lip stain marker things. This was going, I guess, viral on TikTok right around my like ingrown toenail surgery thing. So I was feeling sad and I was stuck on the couch seeing everyone's lip combo with the new Summer Fridays lip stain, and specifically this TikTok, like I was mesmerized by the lip combo that they had. They said it was the Summer Fridays lip stain in the color mocha, and then I think also slip, like they had two different shades, and I actually went to go buy both of them, but the pinker shade was sold out, and all of these were selling out like really fast, and so I was impulsive. I also bought it in the shade almond because not only was I seeing that combo, but also almond just by itself, and it being like, this is the only lip product that you need. Summer Fridays obviously had sent out all of these to a bunch of different influencers, so exactly what they were wanting to happen was happening, and I was eating it up. I have had a lip stain in my trendy things I was influenced by that I regret already, and I have not learned my lesson until now. I have now learned my lesson after wasting, what, these are like $20 each, $40. And here's the thing, I don't think these are bad. I actually think, and based on other people that I've seen that weren't scented and that genuinely just really liked it and has worked for them, that it is a really good product. I just think for me, because especially I like to overline my lips, especially my top lip, I just can't do that with the lip stain. Like it just never looks the same as using a lip liner. And I know a lot of people are then buying the lip liner as well that like coincides with the lip stain. But once I got these and like they didn't work out for me, I was like, I'm not now gonna buy another lip liner for something to like do what I already am doing with my normal lip liner. Like this is just a very silly purchase for me. If you don't overline your lips, I think these are great. However, the almond, do be careful on your lip shade. For me, it doesn't really look like anything, just for my like, I guess, lip tone. And also, I don't even know why I thought like mocha was gonna work for me when it's just not a shade that I think would look good on me based on other lip liners I've tried. I just think I was truly just influenced by that TikTok and that like, oh my gosh, it worked so beautifully on her, I'm sure it's gonna look as beautiful on me, and it just did not, and I just don't like the shade on me. I did get my color analysis yesterday, which I did film it, so video coming soon. And from doing that, a lot of the reason I wanted to do it was because of makeup shades, and that I can never figure out like what shades actually like work for me, and then I'm always disappointed because I buy the wrong one. And after doing that color analysis, it makes sense why these did not work for me. Now, I did also then buy the CoverGirl lip stain because I really wanted that pink color when I bought the mocha to do that color combo. And trying this one, I think they're the same. Like, I do not see a difference with either of these. For me, as somebody that doesn't have lip filler, they really only look normal on me when I'm not wearing makeup. So for a no makeup day, like I actually have been using this quite a lot, but when I have a full like makeup look, it just doesn't look right for how I like to personally like wear lip product. Oh, I will say longevity, these last forever. It lasts like for a full 24 hours, full day of eating, brushing my teeth, taking off my makeup. I woke up the next day and mocha was still on my lips. The CoverGirl one isn't as long lasting, so I guess that's the only comparison like difference that I've seen is it's not as long lasting, but it still lasts a full day. It just doesn't last between the like taking off my makeup, brushing my teeth, like waking up the next morning. It is then usually off. I've been a Rhode product hater. I had tried their like 3 system skincare products that now looking back, I realize I'm definitely allergic to because my whole issue with them is they made my face tingle and stain. So skincare products, it's a no for me on my very sensitive skin. But with that, I even more so just was never really interested in anything that they were coming out with, especially for like how hyped up Rhode products are. Like every single thing always sells out. Their pocket blushes are probably the thing that I hear the most about as like people praising it. And I was watching a Nicole Raffi makeup video. Of course, that's where I get a lot of my recommendations from. And she was using the Rhode pocket blush in the shade Sleepy Girl, which I also think is probably one of their most like beloved shades. Just again, I have been seeing the Rhode pocket blush propaganda like thrown at me for probably a year, but I didn't buy it until the beginning of January. And yeah, I get it. And then she used a Makeup by Mario brush to then put it onto her cheeks. And I did buy that brush as well. So that's actually part of it. The Makeup by Mario brush. Here's the name of it. I really, really like it. Not only the shade, but also the staying power on my face and with the brush, like the way that I'm able to control where it goes. I'm so extremely happy with this Influence purchase because this has really changed my makeup. Once something's working, I do not try anything else. And something that had been working for the past 6 years started not working because of my face allergic reaction. And that is the foundation I've been using, or it's probably been like 5 or 4 years I've been using the Glossier skin tint. I also use the Merit Skin Perfection, whatever it's called, like crayon thing when I'm wanting something a little bit heavier. But I wanted to find something that was in the middle of my skin tint and the Merit foundation stick that would be able to cover the new breakouts I've been having. My skin has been so bad and it's very frustrating, and just the like skin tint and concealer was not working out. I had always heard really good things about the House Labs foundation, specifically for dry skin. Jamie Page has always talked about it and raved about it. But again, what I had been using was great, so there was no reason to buy something new. But with this skin change, I finally decided, okay, I need to try a different foundation that's going to cover the blemishes that I am getting a lot more of, but isn't too heavy, especially with having dry skin. And I do have forehead wrinkles, and one reason why I went to a skin tint is because so many foundations were setting in my wrinkles on my forehead, and I don't have Botox in my forehead, and I didn't want to get Botox in my forehead just so my foundation was like smoother. And I actually had told my sister that I wanted to buy the House Labs foundation to try because, again, from what I had heard, and she was like, oh my gosh, I have been wanting to try it as well, which she has oily skin. Her issue was she wanted a foundation that would look dewy and like glowy and healthy and like skin, but also be able to have the staying power of something that maybe was more matte. For me, it covers all of my blemishes. Like I don't even need any concealer with this, but it also feels lightweight like my skin tint. The fact that it works for people with completely different skin types and also skin complexions as well. My sister is a lot paler than me. She found a perfect shade match, and then I found a perfect shade match. I did go into the store, and I know that she did as well. We were gonna go together, but then like my toe thing happened, and so I wasn't able to walk and like go to the mall. So she went by herself. But then 2 weeks ago, then I went by myself to a Sephora to get shade match. And this is such a perfect shade for me. It is A95 light neutral. I'm actually so gutted that it took me so long to finally try it. Alrighty, those were all of the trendy things I was influenced to buy that most of them ended up working out. So they ended up living up to the hype. Let me know if you have tried any of these, if they worked out, if they didn't work out for you. And if you would like to see my face again, then make sure to subscribe right down below. Also follow me on Instagram, which is alexsunshine83. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.